Welcome, everyone. OMG, it is Friday. Oh, yes. What did she say? The love boat. Soon we'll be making another run. All aboard. From Sister Act. Anyway, listen. We have got to practice more grace with ourselves. We are really hard on ourselves, you know? When we feel stuck or we feel like we've messed up, we are like, why? See that part? We've got to be gracious with ourselves. And when I say gracious, I simply mean, I think Esther Hicks says, be easy on yourself, be easy. It means, like, stop beating yourself up. My God. Listen, we're going to live. In the words of Alanis Morissette, we live, you learn something, she says. You lose, you learn, right? This is what she says. And so take your time. Take your time. Why am I saying take your time? Because when we're going through something, now, first of all, when we're going through something, we're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to sort it out. That's the way of the world. But the way of spirit is, what is the predominant thing that you're always doing? Like we keep trying to chase something, but we don't chase something. We project it outward. As within, so without. Sometimes I wonder about us humanity, Sometimes I do. But then, on the other hand, I say, it's all right. Every man awakens in their own time, whether this or the next, but everyone must awaken. And that is the great news. But in the meantime, I will tell you every single day, you got it. You do. But we out here in these streets, got all of our blinds closed and no lights on. A young man came into the store last night. Well, it was still bright outside. And he came in and he was on the phone because, when the door opens, you always say, hello, right? You always say hello to people. So he was on the phone. And I had squatted to do something, like to pull something, like reach something on the bottom shelf. And he says to me, well, I hope you're having a good evening. I said, oh, I am indeed. He goes, that sunshine, I tell you, I know, right? That's what I said. I said, I know, right? There's something about the sunshine. He says to me, it is the best endorphin you could ever have. And I said, OMG, yes. And his whole face lit up. And he was just talking about the sunshine. See, John Denver didn't, he said, sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. Like, he wasn't just pretending. He was telling you. There's something so beautiful about sunlight. It really is. It doesn't just bleach whites. It doesn't just do that. It does something to us. And so if you ever find yourself in a spot where you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do. What if it's raining? Listen, get out in the rain. That has its own properties too that help us. But you see the sunshine? Oh my word. There's something glorious about the sunshine. Now, I didn't say go lounge at the pool and let that sun burn you to a crisp. I didn't say do something foolish like that, because that's madness. You get out into the sunshine, you turn your face, shut your eyes, turn your face up to the sun and just, it literally recharges you and regenerates you. You just need to do it for a couple of moments. And then once the sun has had an opportunity to warm you, you go, wait, what was I dealing with again? It just has its way. Now, if you're living in a cloudy area, that's all right too. Rain has its own soothing effects. I'm trying to show you that nature, mother nature. I watch Popcorn and Lady. Now they're sleeping outside my door. Okay, at the very top of the stairs in the little nook there. That's where they are. And where is Popcorn? Underneath his mother's wing. You see what Mother Nature does for us? It is magnificent in that every aspect of nature has its own property for us. Whether you're feeling happy, sad, it doesn't matter. Nature has something for us. This, this woman on Insta last night, I forget what she calls it, but she's basically telling you to hug a tree. And we would laugh at that and say that that's nuts, but it isn't. It does something to you when you touch plants, when you when you touch your pet. It does something to us. It lifts us up. It releases endorphins in the body. It is so helpful to us. Why do you think they're called therapy pets? And they don't talk to you. They don't tell you, lay on my couch and that'll be $150. They don't tell you that. But they do something. They nuzzle you. They purr. And now science is showing that the range of the purr of the cat does something to you physiologically. If you got a dog and your dog looks you in the eyes, it's like they know everything that's going on, but they don't speak. But they have this ability to lift you. So use these things to bring yourself from a dark place. Because that's what they're there for. They really, truly are. Bird song? Oh, it is phenomenal. And I've told you this before. Mother Nature just has a way of soothing us. And as I was driving home yesterday, Psalm 91 came to mind. Right? Because I was just dancing in the car as I'm driving home. And I thought to myself, so this is what peace feels like? This is nice. I don't have to listen, I didn't cuss anybody out for like 3 days straight on the road. Because I got one song on repeat. I swear the song captures every single thing. There's no words in it that I wouldn't prefer to say. It captures absolutely everything. It does. And I've been playing that song on repeat for like since last week. And as I was listening to that song and just, grooving to the 1-3, not the 2-4, but the 1-3, I said, Lord. And Psalm 91 came to mind. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And as I heard that, my mother always tells me, she goes, I'm a praying woman. I pray for my kids. I love my kids. And she does. She is passionate. And she says, nothing can come near you. And I was like, oh. But then I understood what she meant. You see, when you walk in the shadow of the all is over you, clearly. And it casts this shadow over top of you, like the wing. And that's the safest place. So today, it doesn't matter what you may be dealing with. And when I say it doesn't matter, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm saying to you, It doesn't matter. I know we think it does. Of course it does. Let me find another set of words. When I say it doesn't matter, I don't mean that what you're going through isn't valid. Of course it's valid. Hello? It is valid. But when you're walking under the shadow of the Almighty, nothing can harm you. Why not? Because in the shadow of the All, that's like the heart of God itself. So put yourself in that position. How do you put yourself in that position? By recognizing. Recognize that you are greater. Recognize that it's okay to feel the way that you do. Recognize that. But you see, we try and be positive all day long. We try and be happy all day long. Sorry. There is an ebb and there is a flow, yet there is a consistency. We have an ebb and a flow, right? For the principle of rhythm, but there is a consistency. What is the consistency? The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation, which means you're always going to know who you are. And when we forget who we are, oh, this is when things begin to overwhelm us. Remember Joshua? And he was like, oh my God, we're totally like grasshoppers in their sight. Whatever shall we do? Whatever shall we do? You see that perception that he had of himself because he forgot what he was. And he forgot what he was, but he saw himself as a grasshopper. You see, so when we forget what we are, hmm, so the suggestion is this. Instead of trying to sort out what the problem is, perhaps try to remember what you are and who you are. Why? Because when you see and recognize what you are, you know what that's like? It's like mm, a fire that burns away the dross. Dross isn't shiny at all, right? When the fire burns it away, you're like, wow. And you are amazed at what's left underneath the dross. You're like, holy cow, that was there all this time. Yes, it was. And it was a beautiful piece. But because it had become all, corroded and rusted a little bit, you lost sight of what you are. Oh, but Angela, that's not really dealing with your problem. As within, so without. A woman came in, and I think she got the Budweiser. And she says, whew, girl, I had a rough day. I said, what? Tell me more. And she's studying. She's got to write this exam. And I said to her, but the best way to recall information is when you're calm. And she's telling me what she knows. I said, you clearly know the material. I said, when you go in and you write it, take your time, read the question. She's like, but the questions are so long. I said, that's what's got you. I said, read it and underline the important things, because that's going to help you to stay calm, because you know that you know your stuff. She's like, ooh, I'm glad I stopped in today. I said, I'm glad you did too. And I said, remember to soak in your bathtub in some Epsom salts and relax. Because that's the thing, right? Medicine tells us when you are stressed out and you're dealing with adrenaline and norepinephrine, fight or flight. There's no thinking going on in there. There's just pure raw reptilian brain. React. So when you turn your attention towards the consistency of creation, there's a peace that comes from that. You're not ignoring your problems because you cannot. That I keep telling you, that would be foolish to ignore them. But what you do is you look at them through a different lens. You look at the problem through the lens of the principles. And when you look at the problem through the lens of the principles, things now become clear. And then you realize that you've been running yourself ragged. So take your time, give yourself some grace. For real. This is the thing today. And we're thrashing about so much, trying to sort through things. The more you thrash, the tighter the fit. It's snug, it just tightens around itself. Like the boa. The more you move and you exhale, you give him room. Oh, yes, you give him room to grip you even tighter. So take your time. This is why stillness, I'm not talking about stillness where you just lay there and close your eyes, but inside your thoughts are churning like a whirlpool. That is not stillness. That's just laying down. Stillness is when one retreats within. I'm listening to my own heartbeat in my ears. That's such a trip. Like I can hear it. But the stillness is recognizing, I am so glad that I can turn any situation around. I'm so glad I can do that. You know what comes after that? You naturally will say, thanks. Looking out for me. And it really makes you feel good. That's the point. I was driving into work the other day and I looked up and there was this, you won't want to call it a rainbow, but that's what it was because it wasn't no rain. It was just the sun and it just had this reflection on the other side for the rainbow. And I was like, well, ain't that pretty? That's the first thing I said. I thought, that's so pretty. And I said, thanks. I needed to see something beautiful. See, that's what it is. People ask me all the time, why are you happy all the time? I'm like, I'm not happy all the time. Ask my child. He'll tell you. It has nothing to do with being happy all the time. What is consistent is what it has to do with. And if you anchor yourself to the consistency, you can weather anything. Melly Mel, what song? The song is called Not Yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. No, I don't want to go yet. Right? He said, I've got a hallelujah waiting on the other side. I want to get there, but I'm going to take my sweet time. Living in this moment like it's the only one left. No, I don't want to go yet. Because you're busy living and having a good time and recognizing the beauty of everything that's around you. The moon's on the water and it looks just right. He's talking about fireflies in the night and the stars twinkling like porch lights. He's telling you he's taking in every moment, every beautiful moment there is. When you're busy taking in the beauty, right? That's the beauty within. You recognize it. In order for you to recognize it, you've got to as within, so without. I got a hallelujah waiting on the other side. I wanna get there, but I'm gonna take my sweet time. Living in this moment like it's only one left. No, I don't wanna go yet, right? I, you gotta hear it for yourself. But I said it's got a 1-3, so it's country, right? Ow. It's got a country beat. Mm. But what I'm saying to you is be gracious to yourself. Be gracious to and with yourself. I Angela's at a loss for words. This is a first. As I said, the situation may appear to be serious. We call that word grave. The synonym for serious is grave, huh? The situation may appear to be grave, dire, whatever. But turn your perspective inward. Truly. And just breathe. To turn it inward, you see, go outside. Let the sun touch your skin. Speaking of sun, it's supposed to be 27 degrees. Oh, hello. 27 degrees. Yes. Girl, I am ready. Where's my swimsuit? I'll just wear that to work. You see what we did? Look at the elements. Look at the seasons. We are just coming out of the cocoon of winter. We're shaking that off. And the sun is now there to warm us. But the cold, don't take that for granted. The cold slows you down so that you can see what you're doing, so that you can examine yourself, so that when you see it, now the light hits you and warms you, and you say, yes, all of that has melted away now. I got a new perspective. Take your time. Take your time. There's a wine called Basque, B-A-S-K. And it gives you the definition of Basque on the front of the box. And it says to enjoy, right? To enjoy the moment. That's what it says. So you take your time and you bask in the beauty of what you have been given, to know that you can weather any storm. Because think about it, when we didn't know that we could weather any storm, whoo, that was heavy, boy. Ow. That was heavy. That was a lot to deal with. Knowing when you felt like, oh, this is what life is. I gotta live in this. Ugh. But once you start applying the principles, you realize, wait a minute, I should have known this sooner. So that's what I'm telling you today. You have this in the bag. You truly do. I know it feels like a roller coaster. But what did they tell you on the roller coaster or the boat? Look for the steadiness on the horizon. Do you hear what they're saying? Look for the steady. The steady. And the horizon is that straight line. It is steady. And it will help you to steady yourself. We say things, but we don't grasp what they mean. The principles steady you. The principles steady you. How? by recognizing the all is mind, the universe is a mental creation. And as you know what you are, now you can become anything as within, so without. Why? Because you have to move. You can't stop moving. Keep on moving. That's what Arrow told you. You got to keep moving. Right? You're always moving through the stages from seed to sprout to sapling to flower to fruit, and then back to seed again. But when you go back to the other seed, oh, still a seed, but not the same. It is a different, it's another rung on the ladder, if you will. So you're moving through the stages of polarity, and then you begin to see the pattern, the rhythm of what you're moving through. And now you know, oh, wait, I know what stage I'm at. You can see it. You can see it. Every stage that you're at. We said this the other day in the office. Because somebody just had a baby. Somebody's wife just had a baby. And you know, as mothers, when you're pregnant, you're like, oh, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because you know your ankles are swollen. Shoot, you can't even see the ankles anymore. You can't, the stretch marks, the wall, the nausea, you're like, a stage. When now the baby is here, that stage is gone. You are in a different stage. You become something different at every stage that you go through in polarity. Every single time. Right? You've expanded. After you give birth, you know you've expanded. Genes don't fit the same. But you know what? That's another day. You've expanded. You've grown. You're no longer the same. You remember what you used to be. But now you're different. And every time you move through and you see the pattern, you know exactly what stage you're at. And you know that the stage that you're at will cause you to do something to bring about an effect. Because every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause. Why? Because we are always in a state of generation. You come up with the idea, it's been generated, which is masculine, but then you got to project it outward into the womb that you cannot see. And then when the experience comes, you're like, oh, there's my offspring. Ow, there's my harvest. I planted that. And then you start all over again. But you are different. Every time you start over, you are different. And that, my friends, is the beauty of the principles. They keep you anchored. You're just in a phase right now. Can you identify it? You're just at a stage. What stage are you at, man? You can see it. So be gracious. Be gracious. That's where I'll leave that for you today. Well, Angela, I still don't get it. I don't know how to practice being gracious. Recognize what you're going through. Not that it's good or bad, but recognize, wait a minute. I see this. I see this pattern. Okay. I can tell what stage I'm at here in this pattern. And I know I don't have a choice but to keep moving because I can't stand still. Nothing stands still. So that means I'm never going to be in this same position again. Unless, of course, I want to be. And then I will constantly move in that every time. But I don't want to be in that position anymore. So I will select. I will select. Rewind, come down, selector. Anyway, I digress. I will select my new pattern. That's what you do. That's how you do it. And you will find that you can make it through anything. Even though it looks like you cannot, that is only the look. Okay. But what do you know? That's how you do it. So who's here with us this morning? Oh, hey, Melly Mel. I see you, girl. Yeah, that's my jam. That is my jam. I don't even remember the name of the group. I'll tell you in a minute. Twitter. Let's go. Amani? Is that you, Amani? Welcome to the space. Who's kicking it with us on Fanbase this morning? Hello, Michael. Oh, Honey is in the house. Surreal is in the house. Flo Smiles is in the house. Miss McQueen is in the house. I see y'all's. Like, seriously, I can hear popcorn. My bedroom door is wide open. And I can hear popcorn. A little bit's downstairs. He's sleeping in his favorite nook. Take your time and be gracious with yourself today. And as I get the chime, I'll probably disrupt those two, and she'll look at me like, don't touch me. Don't touch me, human. Don't touch me. But take your time. You see, that's what I mean. Just watching their antics, just watching the way she communicates with popcorn. And I kept I kept a little bit upstairs, right? So that popcorn is not always in his face. Well, let me tell you something. Popcorn made his way. Marjorie. Marjorie just kicked in the door. Marjorie says, I can hear, listen, I am reading your words, but I can hear you in the back of my head. Morning, Angela. Hey. I stand in the face of fear and give myself grace. I return to the truth of being the operant power and choose again. And that's why I love you, Marjorie. It is. That's exactly why I love you. Again, I stand in the face of fear and give myself grace. I return to the truth of being the operant power and choose again. Well, well, well. See, that's what I'm talking about, Marjorie. But as I was telling you, popcorn made its way all the way up the stairs to go hang out with Lil Bit. And so popcorn has a shadow called Lady. So she made her way up the stairs to hang out with popcorn and Lil Bit. That's what they did. And so now they know that I keep him upstairs. I keep telling you, they're very smart. They watch. I always go upstairs. And they always come downstairs. And they watch. And so popcorn will follow me. You see? Be like chickens. Observe. And then act upon what you have observed. That's why they know so much. Because they observe. See? That's what it is. Right? Let me go get the chime. I don't even have my glasses on to tell you which chime is which right now. I just have them hanging on doorknobs. I gotta find the right one. There's a daytime one, and there's a morning one. But then there's an evening and a nighttime. I don't know where I don't remember who's hanging where. God. And I don't feel like putting my glasses on right now. Let's go get it. Who's where? Okay, nighttime is there. This is daytime. I want morning. Hey, popcorn. Hey, lady. If you stay here, I'll help you downstairs, okay? Just stay. And I'll take you downstairs because I know you. Just stay there. You do the hold on. Oh, oh, that boy ready. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you all for being here with me again this lovely Friday. You know I'll see you again come Monday. Right here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Fanbase, and Twitter. Right? I'll be here. And he says, so will he. Yeah. So will he. Go forth today and be gracious with yourself. Have some grace with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, as they say, because you understand what you're doing now. You understand that as within, so without. So why get mad at the reflection? As Miss Marjorie told us, I stand in the face of fear and give myself grace. I return to the truth of being the operant power and choose again. Marjorie. Girl, you make my day. You sure do. Anywho, everybody, I love you. Fanbase, I'm coming. Just hold on. I got 5 minutes I can spend with y'all. But I'll see you around in these here social media streets. Yes, little bit. Everybody knows where you are, honey. Everybody knows where you are. Peace out, y'all. Much love.